Super Bowl 58, the 49ers and the Chiefs went into overtime. The Niners led by 10 points in that game. They led by 3 with under 2 minutes. Then they led by 3 in overtime, and it never felt like enough. Even with the game on the line on 4th and 1, the Chiefs never really felt like they were in serious danger of losing. And why was that? Patrick LaVon Mahomes II. With any of the great quarterbacks in NFL history, they feel inevitable, and they always seem to come through no matter the circumstances. Mahomes has now done it in 3 Super Bowls where he's trailed by 10 points at halftime. He's started for the Chiefs for 6 full seasons now, and he's gone to the AFC title game all 6 times. He's been to the Super Bowl 4 times, and like I said, he's won 3 of them, all before the age of 29. By age 28, the only thing I was elite at doing was jerking off. 3 Super Bowl rings puts you in rarefied air for a quarterback. You join the ranks of Bradshaw, Montana, Aikman, and Brady. But no one is comparing Patrick Mahomes to Terry Bradshaw, and certainly not Troy Aikman. And no one's really debating him and Montana either, even though Montana won 4 Super Bowls and never lost a single one, and was widely accepted as the greatest QB of all time until Tom Brady won his 4th ring. And that's probably because almost no one argues about it on Twitter or ESPN or anywhere else by people who actually lived through the 49ers dynasty. That's a nice way of saying Joe Montana and everyone who loved him are old fucks with not enough regular bowel movements to have the luxury of giving a shit on such platforms. It's essentially boiled down to 2 men, like it or not, Mahomes and Brady. I'm going to break down why some people think that Mahomes already has ascended to the title of GOAT, and why some people think Brady will hold on to that invisible mantle for a long, long time. And more importantly, I'll break down why the GOAT conversation prevails, despite being the dumbest, most tired debate in sports. Balls deep into the GOAT? Let's get sports. Eight or 9 months in, and I still love my Bear mattress. I love my Bear mattress so much that I turn off my TV midway through my favorite shows, just so I can go to sleep. Okay, maybe I do that because I have a toddler and I'm always tired, but still. Bear is sponsoring today's show, and if you're looking to upgrade your dreams, go to bearmattress.com/thatsgood to get this, 40% off your Bear mattress plus $400 in sleep accessories for a limited time. A mattress is a significant purchase, so use my massive discount to save yourself the most money. And Bear comes with a lifetime warranty as well. And a 120-night sleep trial to make sure you love your mattress. That's enough time to believe your team can get into the playoffs and then also watch them get eliminated. The mattress is shipped to your door, and Bear mattresses are fiberglass free and Green Guard certified, meaning they're not made with any BS. Bear has a sleep quiz you can take on their website to help you determine the style of mattress that best suits your needs and body. It's the only quiz you can't fail. My favorite thing though about Bear is it's made with sleep recovery technology, meaning the mattresses are made with 3 different foams designed to pull heat away from your hot body. I'm the only person in my house who isn't constantly cold, so with the heater blasting in the winter, this is key to a good night's sleep for me. Take advantage of my huge discount running for a limited time with my link bear.com/thatsgood again to get 40% off plus $400 in sleep accessories. And no, I am not a sleep accessory. I would be way more than $400 if I were. Huh? Did Patrick Mahomes fuck a goat? Is he the new GOAT? What does the GOAT even mean? For me, it was the Adam Sandler bit.
Hey, GOAT, go out for a pass.
Yeah, go out there. With the football, you're gonna throw it? Yeah. It's a little too big. Fuck me. All right.
Good deep.
Ow! Fuck me in the goat ass. Shit. You fucking whiz that thing.
Obviously, I understand the concept of acronyms. It stands for greatest of all time, although I've always found it strange that GOAT can also mean the person who fucked up. Bill Buckner was the Red Sox GOAT, Steve Bartman the Cubs GOAT, Scott Norwood, etc. But when you put the word in all caps, it refers to Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, and most recently Tom Brady. It's like if the word murderer also meant someone who saves lives. It's confusing. What confuses me now about the title of GOAT is how impermanent it seems. When I was growing up, pausing for you to type boomer in the comments, Joe Montana was widely considered the GOAT. Then after the 28-3 comeback, Brady became the GOAT. Now we're getting arguments that Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT. But what does the greatest or even greatness mean? How can we call someone the greatest of all time when it doesn't last for all time? Sports evolve, the games change. Players now get an extra game every regular season in the NFL to add to statistical accomplishments. I'm sure it doesn't mean talented or awe-inspiring from physical traits, because that would have been John Elway in the 20th century. And I'm sure it doesn't mean purity or technical precision, because then we'd have to give the honor to Dan Marino or Aaron Rodgers. Greatness seems somewhat intangible, undefinable, something you have to watch in real time to truly understand.
Great throw there. That throw.
I'm sure if we could watch Phillip Rivers in real time make love, we'd call him the GOAT of copulation, because he sure as shit looks stupid throwing a football, even though he was good. I think that's an important piece to this. If you grew up in the 60s, Johnny Unitas would probably be your GOAT. 80s and 90s, Montana. We're all very eager to anoint the player we saw play as the GOAT, because it turns into something you can tell your grandkids about. No one will even pretend to give a fuck if in 2070 you're telling your prime grandson through Neuralink that you watched someone from the pre-World War III era play. But we'll try anyway. And then we'll return to being enslaved by the new superpower, Mexico. And you're going to watch soccer or nothing. Anyway, maybe the word GOAT should just be spelled G-O-T-E. Greatest of their era. Oh God, I solved the entire video. You don't have to watch anymore. The rest is just drivel. Another point, all time. What does that mean? If it's truly all time, then doesn't that extend from past to future, if it's to be taken literally? If that's the case, then surely we can't assign GOAT stature until we've seen the last football game ever played, which is hopefully after my demise or the last day of my life. Fuck you, no more football after I'm gone, all right? At a very minimum, don't we need to watch Mahomes finish his career? I'm not saying he's going to, but if he struggles in his 30s, like say...
Good pickup, but it made Russell uneasy. Now he's just trying to find a way out.
You know what? Never mind. I shouldn't visualize my dreams. I can articulate what Mahomes has done, though, by age 28. He won Super Bowl number 3, and he did so in highly dramatic fashion. For most QBs, it would have been called improbable the way the Chiefs beat the 49ers, but since we're talking about Patty Mahomes, it actually seemed more improbable that San Francisco would hold on to any of their numerous leads in that fucking game or extend them, which I think is a testament to Mahomes' greatness. It's the same way we felt about Super Bowl 51. The Falcons amassing a 28-3 lead was far more shocking than watching Tom Brady and the Patriots taking it from them. And once the momentum started building, you kind of knew it was inevitable, like Michael Myers popping back up in one of the Halloween movies.
Why won't he die?
And yes, Michael Myers is the GOAT of horror villains. Suck my nuts, Freddy and Jason, you cowardly little second-tier villains. Now, I've referenced Michael Myers before. He's the perfect example of never being dead or gone, other than cockroaches, which, if you weren't a Patriots fan or you're not a Chiefs fan, is the proper creature from the animal kingdom to describe Brady or Mahomes, because it doesn't matter how many times you bury those cockroaches. They keep coming back, and they're disgusting pests in your football lives. The fact that Mahomes didn't look great for half of the Super Bowl doesn't even matter. None of the extenuating circumstances like the third quarter pick or the punt hitting a 49ers ankle or Dre Greenlaw's fluke injury matter. It'll be what Mahomes did, not even what the Chiefs did, Mahomes. That's what's weird about these debates. We brush off the team aspect. Despite being the most team sport of all the team sports, we are desperate to crown one deity as our savior. It's why Christianity and Islam make Hinduism its bitch in popularity. How the hell am I supposed to pray to 33 to 330 million different gods? You can attach good fortune to any of the other GOAT candidates as well, right? Montana threw what should have been a pick in the end zone before tying the game with the touchdown to Jerry Rice in Super Bowl 23. Forgotten. Brady threw a pick that was negated against the Chiefs in the 2018 AFC Championship that would have ended the game. Mostly forgotten. I'm not bringing up those things to diminish those quarterbacks. I used to, but I'm a man now. And I'm rather trying to explain that when those greats are blessed with good fortune, they squeeze it and never let go. The 49ers had plenty of chances to win that game, and they failed to do so. Mahomes had a couple of chances, including the last drive in regulation, and he made the most of them. The through line: all of the great quarterbacks have the clutch gene. It's mapped into their DNA like type 1 diabetes. We forgive them for a half or 3/4 of mediocre play because when the game is on the line, they strike. Mahomes, like Brady, Rodgers, Manning, and Elway, has that. In fact, in the postseason, he's the best. This stat to me, a football nerd, is more impressive than the 3 rings he has, okay? Mahomes is 7 for 7 on do-or-die drives with this team trailing with a minute or left in the postseason. He's batting 1,000 with the game on the line in the playoffs. What in the actual fuck is that? Brady was 5 for 11 and Brees 3 for 6. That dates back to 2001, but no player by this age has been that clutch. John Elway was close in getting to those first 3 Super Bowls, but then, those Super Bowls happened. When we compare Mahomes and Brady, which I don't think is fully possible until Mahomes is retired, there are a couple of things that jump out. First, and this is the most obvious, they're both annoying. In head-to-head, Brady beat Mahomes in the aforementioned title game at Arrowhead. Then, 2 years later, Brady topped him in the Super Bowl in Tampa. That will never go away. Even though quarterbacks are never on the field at the same time, we like to remember it as if they were 2 boxers directly punching each other in their stupid faces, and D Ford is never lining up off sides. Wait. I would actually pay a lot of money to watch Mahomes and Brady punch each other in their dumb faces for 12 rounds. I would. But if you look at both of them in a vacuum, you see the disparity in play style. Mahomes' play usually elicits a response like, "How did he do that?" Although that's becoming a little more rare with every season. Brady's play elicits a response more like, "Of course he did that." Now, Brady is an obvious quarterback, paint by numbers in the greatest way possible quarterback, a true mastery of the position. Mahomes feels like an impressionist painting of a quarterback. The unorthodox angles, the nonsensical way he runs past defenders much faster than him, the ad-lib throws for touchdowns, and he even has an artist's body. Mahomes is the more spectacular player, and always was. Since both he and Brady didn't start until year 2, it's an interesting comparison. Brady won his first Super Bowl by throwing 1 touchdown pass in 3 postseason games, 1 total.
Tom really developed those first 6 years. Tom needed the defense and the running team around him, and Tom Brady was a complementary piece. That's the big difference from Patrick Mahomes in these first 6 years. The 91 touchdown passes, yeah, but from the jump, Patrick Mahomes came in and he's been the man, and that's the difference.
While Brady took a while to grow into the player we now remember him as, Mahomes burst onto the scene as the overwhelming MVP in his first season, and I don't think it's inconsequential that he threw 50 touchdowns that year, the same number of touchdowns in Brady's famous 2007 season. I wonder who has the most touchdown passes in an NFL season, though. Oh, right, Peyton Manning, my GOAT, the guy who set the touchdown record just 2 years removed from multiple neck surgeries. But, rings. But while I have your attention, Manning's a good example. He went to the Super Bowl with 4 different head coaches. Nobody's ever done that. He was the first quarterback to win 2 Super Bowls with 2 different teams. The impressiveness of those feats is incredibly hard to measure. You can't see it on a stat sheet, and it's why he'll never get the credit he truly deserves. But back to the other guys, especially with early Patrick Mahomes. I understand how you could look at him and say, that's the greatest quarterback I've ever seen, because we had simply not seen a quarterback play football that spectacularly and that efficiently at the same time. It's like he was the son of John Elway and Joe Montana, instead of a guy who's about to have to blow into his ignition to start his car. He was and is still doing things on the football field that were both incredible to watch and extremely simple but precise when they needed to be.
When I seen him throw that ball, I was like, oh my God.
But the accomplishments needed to follow, and oh boy did they. Something his counterparts Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson have yet to do. Both Brady and Mahomes had 3 Super Bowl rings by this point in their respective careers. It's basically an assumption that Mahomes will keep reaching Super Bowls and winning most of them because that's all he's done so far. Part of the reason it feels like he'll never leave the podium is because there's not an obvious challenger. Again, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are both incredible, but they haven't upset Mahomes like Peyton Manning was finally able to do to Brady in 2006. And then again with the Broncos, a couple times. Brock Purdy had the chance to beat Eli Manning to Mahomes' Brady, and he and his team couldn't put the final nail in the coffin. Josh Allen, in both of his playoff losses to the Chiefs, was just as good as Patrick Mahomes. We don't give a shit. We forget that, which also makes this conversation stupid. In both losses, Mahomes had the better team around him. We love calling Josh Allen a turnover machine, which he is at times, but he didn't throw a single pick this last postseason. His guys dropped key passes, which we watched happen to Kansas City in the 2023 season. Mahomes has the jewelry, so we give him the benefit of the doubt. And for Josh, we look to his flaws to extrapolate on the Bills' losses. To assume that Mahomes will win 4 more Super Bowls just to tie Brady still seems difficult. That's a Joe Montana, Terry Bradshaw level of Super Bowls just to tie Brady in rings. It may not seem like a lot for someone who has his own Super Bowl routine since he's been there so many times, but that's a full Giants or Packers franchise worth of Lombardis. But is the GOAT just about Super Bowls? If so, then Charles Haley would be considered the greatest defensive player of all time. Of course, it has to do with the team around you and the coaches on the sideline. No one player in football, even the quarterback, is able to affect the game the way Michael Jordan did, especially when you're throwing defenses into the mix. Brady and Mahomes both played for, or currently play for, Hall of Fame head coaches and Hall of Fame tight ends, plus excellent defenses. Excellent defense may be new to Patrick Mahomes, but Brady had them for 20 freaking years. Mahomes did have 4 years of Tyreek Hill, and Brady had 2 full seasons plus change with Randy Moss, and also never won a Super Bowl with Randy Moss. That just goes to show you how weird football is. Both have won Super Bowls, throwing touchdowns to the likes of David Patton, David Givens in Brady's case, and in Mahomes' case, receivers like MVS and Mecole Hardman. I think their circumstances are oddly comparable, which makes this such a straightforward argument, even if the way they play the game is very different. Here's why I don't think Mahomes is the GOAT. Because you can't project GOAT status. It's all time, and that time is not over. I don't think rings are the end-all, be-all in the conversation. Michael Jordan has fewer than Bill Russell, but 4 Super Bowl titles is a big disparity. That's not to say he can't do it. It's merely pointing out that it hasn't happened yet. And he's certainly on pace to possibly do it. I think there are quarterbacks in the league as talented as Mahomes, as mentally tough as Mahomes. None of them have Andy Reid. None of them have Travis Kelce. But also, none of them are as complete of a player as Mahomes. And through 6 seasons, I've never seen a quarterback as impressive as impressive as him. GOAT has simply become a word fan bases and media members desperately want to attach to a player to make a nuanced conversation easier. Because as humans, we're all dumb and we like simple things.
I have to keep my body in shape.
Viva Las Vegas!
Now I'm lying on the cold, hard ground.
Thanks for watching That's Good Sports GOAT episode. Please subscribe here on YouTube. We are inching towards 600,000 subscribers. And make sure you follow me on Twitter at Brandon Perna if you want to talk football shit to my face. Well, not really my face, but you know what I mean.